Okie doke. So coming towards well, not quite the end yet, but making good progress on page 15 of our Horus and Seth. Last time we got as far as Osiris complaining, or not complaining, basically asking a very simple question, namely, what are you guys all doing out there while I'm here stuck in the underworld? And basically telling them quite clearly, the other gods, that if his if his concerns or the way that he sees things is not being respected, they may be on their way to the underworld too, more quickly than they think. So here was the last sentence, basically. What is this? What is this? My being here, in the Mented, while you are out there and ball, all of you. Okay, and I think we've gotten through the hieratic as well. Okay, so then there's nothing in the way of continuing with the next question that Osiris is asking of the Lord of All and the assembled Psychet. So let's see what he asks. And as usual, volunteers, please. And I should get while you're looking at that, I should get my transcription tool ready so I don't have to put subtitles.
I can try.
Okay, excellent. Let's go for it.
Okay, Nim Imsen Iwef Nechet Ari.
That's right. Let's do that one first.
Okay, so who among them he is stronger than me? Who among them is stronger than me, basically?
Right. Is one stronger than me, basically? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Anything weird about this one?
I think so.
I mean, maybe the only thing is Sen. Several commentators emanated into Imachen, who among you, but he's basically switching person here. And intended, non-intended, who knows? Maybe it's Osiris just shouting out loud, like, who among them is better than me, stronger than me? Or maybe it should really be who among you is stronger than me.
Yeah.
Very cool. Then let's continue. Want to go on?
Hermek.
Hermek, that's right. Hermek, and I'll make it a bit smaller just because otherwise it's hard to see. So Hermek.
Hermek Gemsen Gareg Iret.
Gemsen Gareg Iret. Indeed.
But see, they found, or you found maybe, a lie in doing. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, the most difficult sentence in the whole session.
Oh,
hey, Rebecca, glad you could make it.
I'm so sorry. I had to miss.
I
know. It's just
you.
I was trapped on airplane. Sorry, I'm late. Both times.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, but I've survived.
Oh, welcome back.
I'm really sorry, but I'm so glad you're still reading Horus and Seth. What has happened last time? Just tell me in one sentence. What happened in? Yeah, if you can remember. Something about the Ogdad or somebody, or the Aeneid was having a letter or something about grain and maize. And then what happened?
Well, then the next thing that happens is basically, so Osiris reminds, like you said, reminds everybody that, hey, he's the one who makes the grain grow and the corn appear on their plates. So they should better respect the how would I call it? Respect his son, essentially, Horus, to which the Lord of All responds with a one-liner: even if you hadn't been born, even if you weren't here, the grain would still grow. So don't think that highly of yourself. The answer from Osiris comes right away. So that's what we're in. We're in the middle of it. Osiris writes back, you guys have done very well here. Excellent, everything that you've done basically in your decisions. Now just consider your situation. I'm down here with a whole bunch of creatures who are not afraid of any god, and whom I can basically send out at a moment's notice to come and get anybody who's done anything wrong. In other words, that bad decision that you guys just have made, and take them down here to me. That's the sentence we just had that Aaron just went over. First off, what is it with you being what is it with me being down here while all of you are out and about? Who among you is stronger than me? And then comes so now we're fully caught up.
Thank you.
So it's just pretty much making very clear who's the boss here.
Gripping.
All right. And so then let's repeat this one real quick. Gemsen, Gerek, Emiret.
So look, they found a lie in doing. All right. So Gemsen, I'm reading this as a just a past Sejmeth, Gemsen. They found. Do you think that's right?
Honestly, I don't know. I looked at this one too. So the way you could read it as so Hermek and see. And see. Makes sense. Gems and Gerek. You could read it the way you just did, namely, they found a lie. What I would literally say, right? Because Gerek is a lie, and Gemi is to find. They found a lie, but what does that mean?
What that means? Emiret, in doing. Is this just a pseudo verbal?
That's the other problem. Emiret. Several translators.
Okay, what that means.
How about you have done a lie? You found a lie you've done.
You'd want it to be that. I mean, let's put it this way. Several translators want it to be that. Like, for example. Yes, they do. Like, for example, let's take a look at what
like you have been found doing a lie or doing cheating or whatever.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I want it to be.
Yeah.
If I can make it work grammatically somehow. Let's take a look at what different people have said.
Why doesn't it work grammatically?
Go again?
Why doesn't it work grammatically?
You mean...
Because if it's a Sejmeth, then the sen is the subject, which means that they are doing rather than being done to them. So
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I have no idea.
No, this is really tricky. So if we read it this way, then it really literally means Gemsen, they find, oops, get out of transliteration mode. They find a lie in doing, literally, or some translators have made it into indeed, interpreting emiret as something as like ema'at, although I don't think there's a parallel to it. It appears twice in this text, and several people have translated as indeed, but I mean, who knows? So that's one way how to interpret this thing. I'd really want it to be something else. I'd really want it to be, I'm just going to put this out there. I haven't seen anybody propose that in the literature. Hermek, Gemi, Sen, Geregi. And they have been found liars. That's what because this here could also be some kind of Nisbe thing. Liars, or a person who says the untruth is a Geregi. That's what I'd really wanted to be. But the problem with that is, if you have that past tense passive Sejmeth, it practically always has this Y thing there. Whoops. And it doesn't here. Normally you would have like a double reed leaf, and it's just not there.
Well, I mean, the papyrus is broken.
Oh, is that what it is? I haven't.
Yeah, look.
Oh, that's true. Is there something? But normally it's a double reed leaf. Like you'd really have to have.
No, Yeah.
It's
Could they ever do it as a double stroke instead? Because maybe you could get away with fitting that in the space, I mean.
Right. So because that would be really clear, that would be really nice and fitting, right? If you could make it oh, and the reason I'm saying this is you find Gemi very often you find it, for example, in the tomb robbery papyrus or investigations, Su Gemi Waap. Oh, sorry, that's something different. That is a whatchamacallit. That is a that's not a past tense passive. That is a stative. Su Gemi Waap, and he has been found pure. In other words, he has been found without fault. Or Su the tomb, Gemi Ujao or something has been found undisturbed, has been found unbroken. But that's with a stative. That's a different construction. I thought I've also seen Gemi Naromich. The people have been found to not know anything about it. So that would be a passive past tense HMF, which would be like the closest to what I'd want it to be here. But again, it's always gamey with a double read leaf. I can show you an example of this just for the fun of it.
I've got another suggestion.
Okay, let's hear it.
The way I think of it, and because of the Coptic background, my bad Coptic, I think of it as they find a lie deed.
They find a what?
A lie deed. I've just coined it. So they find of a lie deed. So you say in doing. Imagine there's something called a lie deed, otherwise known a lied act, rather. So a lie doing. They find a lie doing.
Like the committing of a lie. The committing of a lie.
In other words, a lie. A lie deed. So,
Yeah.
You didn't tell the truth. You told a lie. You didn't tell the truth. You did a lie deed. I'm just imagining that that's the way I speak.
So they were. It's almost like saying they found that they were dishonest in their dealings.
Exactly. Yeah.
In their doings. Yeah.
I like it from the sense.
No, I see. Gosh, I didn't think of that. No, I actually meant imagine there was a thing called a lie act.
Yeah.
I just said, I meant a lie act.
A lie act would be the other way around, though.
The only problem with that for me is the M is clearly a preposition. So it's a lie in their doings.
Can it be of? Does M ever mean of, like in Coptic?
Not really. What sometimes happens is that the M becomes N when it means in. So you have that exchange. Can the M ever be a genitive of? I don't think I've seen it, honestly.
I don't even think it needs to be, because I think it's still what you're saying still makes sense, but just with the slight tweak of, say, instead of it being a lie deed, it is a lie in your deed, a lie in your doing.
Yeah.
It's the same sense. Yeah.
Well, if somebody said to you, how would you write, they find a lie deed? How would you write that description? So I can't think of it in English.
I would make it, assuming that we can make Iri somehow into a deed, it would be some kind of inflection of Iri and Geregi or something. I would put normally in Semitic languages, normally the how would we call that? Like the house father, it becomes the father of the house, right? So it's the thing that the qualifier has to come after, so to say. So it would have to be Engerek in my mind.
Okay, so that's my Coptic going wrong. So I just think of as being of, but you're saying we don't have a genitive in that position in Egyptian.
No, it's like in Coptic too. Like, for example, a gold ring would be a ksur en nup, a ring of gold. So a deed of a lie would also be whatever a deed would be, and gerek. So that would be analogous to Coptic. But
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But you also have the M of in a profession, M as a scribe. Doesn't that kind of work?
That, or also M can also be
in this
with.
case. I don't think in this instance it works as an M of predication. But I do like in their doings better than indeed, because I think that makes more sense. They were found to be dishonest in what they were doing, basically. That's what he's saying. I think that makes sense to me.
I agree with you both.
Like you say. Yeah.
Okay, but in that case, so lie, you're taking lie as dishonest. So
just for the sake of making it grammatical in English.
Yeah. So actually, another thing would be to look at more findings of this lie. How do they normally use the word lie? Is it a misdeed?
That's a really good point.
Or is it a kind of legal thing that you don't tell the truth in court? Because a misdeed, like, again, Americans, they say misspoke. We don't say that in English. I misspoke. In other words,
you don't?
No, and so we all thought when Hillary Clinton said I misspoke, we all thought, well, that's a slippery thing to say.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I only recently discovered that you say that as a normal thing.
Yeah.
Instead of saying I was wrong or I lied, she said I misspoke.
Yeah, it has
I didn't know that was an American thing. That's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought of
how duplicitous we are.
Ouch. No, doesn't misspoke normally imply like a certain degree of innocence? Like, oh, I just misspoke.
No, to me, it just sounded duplicitous. Either you said it or you didn't say it. You don't misspeak. Unless you're a liar.
Oh, boy. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Hieratic, in my mind, has a moral dimension to it. I mean, of course, like lie in English, too. I'm trying to think what the difference is between Hieratic and Aja, which is also falsehood. Hieratic goes together with Ma'at, like truth and lie. There's even the whole story of that we may get to one day, truth versus lie, or truth versus the liar, if you wish. I'm not telling a lie here.
Ooh, was about that?
Sure
did you? What is it? It said good. Oh, stop, Dan. No, other way.
This one?
Yep. There. Su. What does that mean?
I'm not sure what to make out of this. JD, I gave the lie. This here is a misspelling for N, too. And Jetsu, to the one who said it. This doesn't make sense to me without context, honestly. Truth to who came with it, came under it. This one I'd really need to see some. What is this?
I gave the lie. Yeah.
This is all old stuff, though. Middle Kingdom. I don't know how we find that out quickly, to be honest. All I do know is that Geregi has strong negative connotations, obviously, as you would think. It's certainly not misspeaking in the American sense.
So Aurelia,
we got it.
You talked about translations. Do you understand how Ramses got Imagine for Gem?
I have no idea. I shouldn't say that. Let's open Wikipedia real quick because they have a long article on Gemi. Not Wikipedia, Wiktionary, which I found interesting. So we have to find after seeking. Okay, that's the base meaning, right? What else do we have? To find out. Okay. To come across, yeah, I've seen that. To meet someone. Doesn't click immediately, but maybe. To discern, to recognize. Here's an example.
Maybe it's like I found my friend. I found him along the road. I met him. Yeah.
Right. Or our favorite shipwreck sailor here. I found it was a snake, so I discovered. I mean, there's a lot of. Where's the Gemi here?
Gemini.
I found it was a snake. For our Copticus, Chefau is Coptic Hof. So 2,000 years later, the word's still around, snake. Then this one that we're talking about, to determine, to judge, to rule. I want to see one for to judge. This is fantastic because this actually fits to our story.
Spoiler alert.
Ouch, do I have to cut it? Well, it's not ours, but yeah, the outcome is similar. Gemnutu, one found, Horus. Horus. For some reason, they say Haruf Mao and not Mao Heru. I don't know. He was found justified of voice. Interesting. Why is that? Is that a thing now to flip them around? I don't know. And then the office of his father was given to him. So this is perfect. So he was found, like we say in English too, he was found guilty or he was found innocent. Exact same thing. So you can do that in Egyptian too. To devise something. Okay. So what was it again, Ralph, that you asked about? What's the translation they had?
Imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Do you see that?
No, it's weird.
Well, I can sort of get there from divine or judge, but
they imagined a
maybe
lie.
It just flows better with
it's a really
context.
Weird choice.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's seriously different from the base meaning. At least it feels like it in English.
I feel that everybody comes to the sentence and goes like, you have like a vague idea what it could mean, but it is kind of tortured. And I thought if I interpret this one as an object pronoun instead of a subject pronoun, it suddenly makes sense, but then the verb form doesn't fit. The liars found them doesn't make any sense either. The lie found them. I mean, if you take this as a Sejm F in the past, and this is the object pronoun, doesn't work. So it's either a gemi with unwritten double read leaf, or it is an active past Sejm F. They found, encountered, determined a liar, which doesn't make any sense to me. So I kind of like our approach, our combo approach, where basically said you were found dishonest. I like this one better, but I just can't make it work grammatically, full disclosure. Like the way it's written, that's not what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I think that's probably how far we're going to get, because if you look in all the different translations, let me see what they have in the TLA, which has a lot of comment, unfortunately only in German, but still. Hang on. Context. And I apologize for the message screen. Clean this up real quick. Kind of hard to see anything. Clear all drawings. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So they make it into. Let me move you all a bit here. Yeah, look, they have indeed come up with a, what is it, Unrecht? The opposite of right, the opposite of just. There's something unjust, basically. They've come up with an injustice, is how they're translating it here. And then Irit, they're saying about this one, see the commentary on line 15.3. That was the Irit we had like 2 weeks ago. And basically, if you go there, they basically say, yeah, it has been interpreted as indeed, but you would really expect emati or something, like truly, which is well attested. And this is only here, I think. But yeah, no further commentary on this one. Now that I look at it. I think we may just have to leave it at this, because this is really unclear. Probably the most unclear sentence in the whole text, up to now at least. Should we go on?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, the next ones are going to be a bit easier. Who wants to take over? Ancient hieratic
I can
text
keep
for 500.
going if nobody else wants it, but someone else.
Come on.
Come on.
Some enthusiasm
Ralph,
here.
I know you want to do it. I can see
Do
you
I?
looking. I can see you looking.
All right. So Isut. that all one word?
East, yeah, it's just spelled weird.
Okay.
Should be
You
like
said
this. No, wait, that's the same.
That's the same.
You're right. It should be Istu, I think. But it's spelled Isu.
Oh, they've just turned over the.
Yeah.
Okay. So Istu ir ger iru ptah, the god, do not know that word.
Resi, how do you say?
Resi with the building?
Ineb.
Ineb. Resi Inebef. It's a title of Ptah.
Okay.
He's south of his wall, whatever that means. This is one of those, like, I think it's one of those really old things that you just say, and that maybe it means something.
Okay.
So that's south of his wall.
Okay. Okay. South of his wall, Neb Ankh Tawi, Lord of the Life of the Two Lands, Tapet, and the Sky.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That means no. But it's super tricky. Go back to the beginning of the sentence.
Okay, so Iset is, I don't remember. This is some connection word.
Yeah.
Some question.
Normally a question marker, and it may be superfluous because there's another ist coming again afterwards.
Right.
I would say mentally just delete this one and start from ir. Maybe he just got trigger happy and wrote the ist early. Or maybe it's for emphasis, who knows?
So who made Ptah? Something like that.
Oh, I didn't transcribe, my bad. East
EU Mjer.
Mjer, yeah.
Mjer, Iryu, Ptah, and that was Resi Inu, Ineb.
Does Ineb have a T? Inebtev or Inebev? Is it feminine or masculine? I'm not sure.
I think it's just Ineb, but I wouldn't stake my life on it.
Let's go with it.
Neb Ankh Tawi, Tapet.
That's right. Okay, and then he goes on. Is that Ben, etc.? Yeah.
Ben Jedef and Na. What's the star again?
Seba.
Sebau, Neti Chenu.
Chenu, yeah, very good. Chenus. Actually, Chenus. I'm just going to add the in it.
Chenu.st.
That's right.
And then I can't see what that's another sentence with the E something or other.
Hang on, let's find out. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start.
Okay. Right. So, who of all made Ptah south of his wall, Lord of the Life of the Two Lands?
Where do you get who from?
Is Ir who or something like that? No?
Ir is S4. Yeah.
Okay.
This one's not completely easy. So
as for the extent of the making of Ptah south of his wall, that doesn't make any sense to me.
The trick here is Mjer. Mjer is actually, that becomes a verb form in Coptic, namely entere. This one. The after form.
Oh, okay.
So stay super literal here. As for after Iru Ptah. And as for Mjer Iru Ptah.
After Ptah made.
Yes.
After Ptah south of his wall, Lord of the. Or is what he made? Nebunk.
Well, you're getting close. You have it almost. Source
Okay.
of this
This wall, Lord of the
Um,
two, life of the two lands. He made the sky.
bonus,
Okay.
absolutely. And that it's like, it's so annoying because there's such a long combination of titles in between. But it's really saying MGR Iru
And that whole
Dach
thing is the subject, and then the thing at the end is the direct
Puppet.
object. Yeah.
You got it. Very good. So
Okay.
after Dach, South of his wall, Lord of the Two Land, made the sky. Yes.
Lord of the life of the two lands.
Oh my God, yes. Of the life of the two lands.
Don't forget the Ankh. They wrote it out with all three glyphs.
That's right. That's right. So then what did he do? After he made?
Let's see. Okay. Towing of the sky. These two. He didn't say.
And it's a question?
Or didn't he say?
I forgot something here. There's an N probably, right? Yeah, there's an N in between.
And Sabo.
Now I can't fix it. Hate it. There we go. No, there we don't go. Okay, just there we go. Here we go. Didn't he say? Yeah, didn't he say?
So is Sabo like literally stars here since we're talking about the sky?
You'll find out in a moment. Yeah.
Did he not say to the stars which were inside it?
And the it being?
The set? The sky?
That's right.
Pet.
So didn't he say to the stars in the sky?
In the sky.
All right, very good. So now, so what did he say to the stars in the sky?
Right.
Can I ask a really quick question before we go on, just for my edification? The Ben Sejmef there, the Ben Jedef is which negation? It's negation of what?
I'm glad you asked. Because
I find it so hard to find all the negations straight.
So this is a little bit annoying because there are two things. So there is an is Ben with the past tense. So past tense HMF, simple past HMF, which basically mean didn't I do something? Let's look at some examples.
I thought that one was Bupui of Sejm.
That's the interesting thing. That's why I'm smiling. Like that's
Okay.
the big exception, because you're right.
East Ben, yeah.
Normally, when you want to negate something like I didn't do, it would be Bupui iri. I didn't do. But if you want to say didn't I do, there is this thing that is Ben. There's always another rule, right?
Oh my God.
For example, here. Oops. Hey. Hang on. Is Ben iri enek menu asha were? Have I not made for thee countless monuments? So this here is a past tense. Just from context, it has to be, because he's talking about his accomplishments, or basically his deeds. So this cannot be in the future. It cannot be will I not make countless monuments for you, or something like this. So it has to be a past tense. But even though it's a past tense, it's not negated with bupui, but it's negated with burn, because that is a fixed expression with is. Here's another one for you. Is ben Jedi noten? Did I not say to you? And then whatever he said. So there are a few examples of this here, helpfully in chapter 43. So we still have some way to go in Never, but it's in there. Now there is also, which we've seen before, there is with this ist with second tense. We've seen that. That was like in the first few pages of this papyrus a lot of times. Is it the case, basically? And then there is this thing here, ist bu iru. Ist bu iru seshchehuti, blah, 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 blah. Jadanek, couldn't he have made a report to you? So that's another thing. But that should be with iri. And so I'm a little bit confused, because when you look in the literature, the question you're asking is a very good one. Several people have amended this to to Bu. So Bu Jedev. But honestly, looking at Never, I'm wondering, shouldn't it just be Isben and then past Sejamef? That fits perfectly to what he's saying. So I'm not sure why people want to see a Bu here. That's probably my own ignorance. Maybe there's a good reason for it. Basically, the meaning in either case would be, didn't he? Honestly, I'm leaning more towards Isben Jedev, with this being a past Sejamef. And then the is just being spelled with an extra TU for whatever reason. But again, no authority. Mark well that in a lot of places they strike that out and they put Bu in between. That's as much as I know.
Yeah, the Bu replacement always bothered me. It seemed.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of assuming that we know better than a scribe who spoke this as his native language. I feel like we default to that far too often.
I agree with you.
We tend to default to the grammatical, with grammar being perceived as something's fixed, whereas actually we're deducing what the grammar was as we look at the text, rather than saying, you have to say it like this. Well, if they don't say it like that in Kentucky, then it's not said like that. So I'm just trying to be enculturated in my references.
You're having a go at Americans today, Rebecca.
I want to see you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's like we deserve it.
No, you don't.
No, it's certainly true.
It's just that if I gave an example from South Wales, it might not mean anything to you.
Oh. Sorry to grind us to a halt. That was...
It's a really good point. I mean, part of the problem, of course, is so Bun, which becomes N in Coptic, and then Bu, which may very well have been pronounced M in reality. They often write a B, where later it becomes an M sound in Coptic. So you really have to ask yourself, how clearly are those distinguished? I mean, there's a reason to assume that it could be wrong, but again, I agree with you all. Let's not default to that just because we don't understand something 100% to assume, oh, they just did it wrong.
Right. This is the argument that the B is making the N labial or something. That they're writing it that way to say that like it's supposed to be this, but really it's just.
Yeah, I'm not clear.
Put your lips together.
I'm not clear why the thing is, you have an M. Like, for example, when in Greek orthography, you would write NT for voice D, because that's not available because your D has become a the or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, something of that nature. Straighten me out there. Why do we write NT again for D? I know it happens in Greek. There is such a thing. Isn't it also MP for B? Greek orthography? Post-classical.
Well, I don't know anything about post-classical Greek. Are you talking about like the contact phonetics?
Hang on, let me see. There is such a thing. There we go.
Need Ben, he would know.
Can't vouch for the source, but I've seen that before. That in post-classical text, you use NT for D and MP for B, basically, as a workaround because of sound change.
NT, nu tau versus delta. Yeah, there you go.
So there is such a thing. Look at this. This is so cute. Back to American influence. Daisy Duck is spelled and Daisy and Duck.
Daisy and Duck.
I think it's a modern Greek phenomenon, basically. Definitely not classical. So, I mean,
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard of Daisy.
So this is like modern Greek group writing for English words.
So to say. Or the way that we spell TH for the, which doesn't make any sense either, right? I mean, the way that is spelled, it should be tut, but it isn't. So.
Sorry, who is Daisy Duck?
Donald Duck's girlfriend.
Oh.
Disney character.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just so cute. Entize and Tuck, which sounds almost Coptic. And Tuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, so if you didn't have a D because your D has shifted, it makes perfect sense to come up with things like this, but they still have an M. So if you want to write M, why would you write it B something? Unless it was historically a B and you're keeping it for historical reasons. I mean, we do that too, right? Like staying with the example of though. Why is it spelled with a GH at the end? It's not doch anymore.
Or Edinburgh, which Americans called Edinburgh or something.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of these.
Edinburgh.
Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm just teasing. As Christopher's gone very quiet. He's not in Kentucky. He's in Mississippi.
I think it was Alabama.
Oh, Alabama.
Although he said something about Oakland the other day.
But why is he not speaking?
Not to put anybody on the spot.
You've annoyed him into silence.
Okay, sorry, I'll stop it.
Not touching that.
All right, guys. Where were we?
Where were we? Yes, sorry.
So the nasals, bun versus M, or N versus M, or Nun versus M, who knows? But all I know is this one becomes N in Coptic. That part is clear. And so the meaning is what we just had, namely, as for after Ptah, south of his wall, Lord of the life of the two lands, made the sky. Didn't he say to the stars in the sky, in it? And I'm just looking at the clock. Are we going to get? I think we should get what he said, and then we do the hieratic next time, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense at all. Anybody want to tackle what he said?
The smudge glyph.
All right. Let me move this out of the way.
So it's Oiri ten Hetep.
Hang on. Transliteration, yes. Iri ten
Hetep. Who? Iment.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Oops, I have a stray S sitting around here. Go away. Okay, and let's go on.
Ertenu. Get it.
Yeah, Ertenu. Earlier, yeah, that was good. Get it. Get it. And it doesn't have a T. It's a misspelling for whatever reason.
Empa enti resu or su.
Enti. I would read this as nesu, like.
Yes. Okay. Asir, really Isir.
Yeah, whichever transcription you want to choose today. Yes. Yeah.
Im. Okay. Yeah.
Im. Okay. Let's just maybe go this far, right? Yeah. What do you make out of it?
You make peace in the west. And Tenu, I'm not quite sure what is.
Tenu looks like it means where, but it isn't. It's a word that means, it could be that too, but it's a word that means every. So Tenu Gerich would be.
Oh, so you make peace in the west every night.
That's right. I'm still not sure on the verb form. I'm honestly not sure, but let's go with it for a moment. You make peace. Let's see what that means. In the west, every night. Yep. Empire ense is in.
In that which the king Osiris is there, but that doesn't make sense.
Make it into idiomatic English. It's perfectly good in Coptic or in Egyptian. Empire et ense isirim. Osirim.
Where the king Osiris is it
exactly. That's
okay.
how we would do it. where Osiris is at, basically. Where Osiris is, yeah. Irten, what is that? What could it be?
Imperative with the yod at the beginning. Isn't that one of the imperative things?
It is. The only thing, and it would fit for Ari, do. The only problem is you have a 10. So that doesn't work. If it were just Iri, maybe. But with a 10 afterwards, you can reinforce imperatives with like an ethical dative, like noten, enten, but there isn't an extra n here, so that can't be it. So I think it's a second tense. So basically, I think we were staying with this. You make peace, or let's see, what else? What else is chetep? When the sun goes down in the west, what does it do? It ra in the east, and it
rises.
Say again?
Oh, it set. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
That's right. And to set in Egyptian is chetep. So you set in the west, basically. And this here is just a second tense. So I'll just say use second tense. Set in the west every night where Osiris is. I think that's what it is. What does a second tense do? A second tense emphasizes some adverbial expression. So like, for example, it is in the west where you set every night, or it is where Osiris is that you set every night. With multiple, or it could be, it is every night that you set in the west where Osiris is. It's not completely clear which of the three adverbial expressions is being emphasized. Could be all three of them.
Who is the you here? Is it the stars or is it Ptah?
It's the stars, because Ptah says to the stars, and then colon. It is in the west that you set every night where Osiris is, and then I guess there's some more to come. Let me see if we're on track here. Let's see what our French friends make out of it. Or Belgium, actually. Ramses is a site in Belgium. So let's see. Isn't it the case that he has said to the stars which were there, namely in the sky, it's at the place where Osiris is located that you set in the west every night. So basically pretty much like what we had. So they're putting this in front to emphasize it's where Osiris is that you set every night. So that's where the stars have to go, basically, all the time. And
do you know what the THMZ means in their gloss?
The TH in that the
BBTHMZ under E here.
The thematizer.
Thematizer, yes. Okay.
Yes,
so that's how they're describing the second tense.
Yeah, that's right. It's not the Thagomizer.
Theme, not ream.
Something like that, yes. In case that you don't know the Thagomizer, I have to fix that. Hang on. Oops.
What?
Talking about the dinosaur here. No, this end is called the Thagomizer after the late Thag Simmons. So every time when I see THMZ, I'm thinking about that Far Side cartoon. But yeah, okay, all right. The funniest thing is they found something like this, and they actually now officially call it a Thagomizer. That's a thing now.
Somebody actually named an actual dinosaur part?
Well, I think a part of the dinosaur, if I'm not mistaken. This is now an official.
No wonder we can't figure out etymologies.
Wow.
So that is a thing. And I think on that note, I'll leave it for this week. I don't think I can top that. So.
Oh my God.
What's the real word supposed to be?
Thematizer.
Thematizer.
Okay, I don't know that word either, but I'll look it up later.
It's about as made up as the Thagomizer. But so it's just basically what they write there when they want to write second tense.
It's as unhelpful as second tense.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
All right, guys. You have a great weekend, and hope to see you all next week for Ramses, and afterwards for completing this sentence.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Have
everyone.
a good one. Bye bye.